when I see Kadita going for an all-in, and then another realm just completely negates that damage. We'll see the interactions, we'll see the executions and the timings, but ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome you to the last match of Group B. Homebois versus Falcons, the decider game, the decider match for how Group B is gonna go. Will we be seeing a tiebreaker, or will Homebois just completely eliminate everyone else and go for an undefeated streak? We'll see right now here as we enter the Land of Dawn.
To answer your question, wait, Maro was very aggressive early on onto Warlord, who's actually going to be on the Grok. It's Zorn who's on the Kadita. Interesting choice by Homebois to actually flex their roles in their third match in group stage. The match that they can utilize to get 3-0. That's a retribution by Chibi to get level 3 and to secure it from Maro's possible steal attempt. But yeah, to answer your question, why is the Kadita here? We've seen that the Netherrealm usually soaks all the damage from the burst, but I think it's a good thing for Homebois. They have 3 massive initiations with, well, actually 4 if you count the Grok as well, right? Wild Charge, Penalty Zone, Joy as well with the damage, Electrifying Beats, and the Rough Waves. If they're able to overwhelm Goodnight, Goodnight can only choose to use the Netherrealm on 1. If that's already used up, then the rest of Homebois can just collapse and give Falcons a bad time this game.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So abuse the timings available from Goodnight here.
And Warlord actually got that from a good steal with the power of nature on the Roamer Grok. Last time I saw a mid lane and a Roamer actually really fully swap was Bigatron Alpha with Key and Vin. So it's really interesting that Homebois are actually doing the same thing here with Zorn on the Kadita. What are your thoughts on this?
I like it. I don't like Kadita as a mid laner. It's so restricting.
But but Zorn is using it as a mid laner. Drops the Roamer. Unless they're both double roam?
Well, it looks like Warlord has the roam boots.
Yeah.
So you're right. I think it's restricting though, but we'll see the setup now as a fight for the neutral objective.
This is it, penalty zone onto the back. Leo gonna be chain CC'd, and wow, Chibi just walks in, drives past, and gets the retribution. It's an all-out fight in the turtle pit, with it being 2 for 2. In the end, still worth it for Homebois as they did pick up the neutral objective. But Falcons come out with the gold lead, and now it's gonna be the full barrage in the bottom lane by Rizal. Logic forced back, and this is why Ixia is such a lane bully. Range and sustain. Maybe staying a bit too far though. Flickers forward, goes on to Logic, but now the Shadow Stampede brings him back. Rizal's not able to sustain for a bit, but Logic jumps forward, and it's a wild charge! Goodnight, still not able to fight Rizal! What a double! In the bottom lane, Rizal and Warlord finding an outplay.
The dynamic duo with beautiful, beautiful sidesteps and damage allocation. The timing was perfect, and Hulk seems to be having a tough time here in the top side. Will still be able to get out though. Meanwhile, Warlord, after that engage, giving Rizal a 2-0-0 start, making it even a worser lane for Lotric, is going again very aggressively into the enemy jungle.
And now it's everything in the kitchen sink thrown at Warlord. Wow, he's taking a lot of punishment. Goodnight might actually fall as well. Good petrify by Zorn under the turret, but Goodnight pops into another realm, and Zorn might have just overextended a bit. The Breath of the Ocean, not enough to knock these members up, and Falcons, Leo will be able to find a taunt. That's Maro diving deep as well, but Chibi gets a kill in the back, and it's another outplay mechanically by Homebois.
What's going on? Homebois, they have been on fire from the very start of MPLI 2023, and here they are completely outplaying Falcon in the first 4 minutes of the game. However, Rizal, 2v1.
That's a bouncing ball, locking him down. Full barrage, Rizal! Oh my god! 1v2, it doesn't matter! What a god!
What? 4-0-0 already, and look at this, wild charge happens as well. Doesn't necessarily have the damage just yet for a pickoff, but what? Homebois again with the setup onto the neutral objective, and Chibi actually gets it.
And now it's Leo caught in the midst of the team fight. Hulk just running away with a furious dive defensively. I'm sorry, I'm still having flashbacks to that bottom lane play. That's a Timer's Rage, locking Chibi up. Hulk going in for Petrify as well, but Chibi is still able to walk away. The passive ticking and burns him down. Falcons with a trade finally in this game, but it's traded in by Rizal in the bottom lane, who took the turret down.
Whoa, Ryzel, man, 4-0-0 already in the first 5 minutes of the game. Earlier on, facilitated by Warlord's wild charge, but later on, I thought it would have been good night for him.
Right. Last time we saw Ryzel in Mpl Indonesia, he wasn't playing like this. They did something to him in Malaysia, man. I don't know what the Homebois are feeding him, but they're feeding him good.
Development. Just character development, the new arc of Ryzel. Finally get to see glimpses of that now. 3,000 gold lead for the Homebois in the first 6 minutes of the game. And look at this, Warlord already helping Ryzel out there in the top lane. Ryzel already has the DHS as well. What does Lotric do? Does he just swap lane to the bottom side now?
I mean, at this point, wherever he tries to swap, I don't think he's going to be able to find a win. In the bottom lane, there's a Joy that can solo kill him. Up top, it's a fed Ryzel on an Ixia. I think even Hulk will struggle to burst Ryzel down, knowing that, you just mentioned it, DHS is already built up. He's going to have so much attack speed to get that passive sustain down even faster.
You can even see it coming through. Like, Hulk doesn't even want to go for a 1v1 engage with Ryzel at this point, and now he's forced to try and give a little bit more pressure in that top side for that proper setup. Was that a flicker committed?
Yep,
by Maro? Right before this? That's a good resource wasted.
It's a good read by Zorn. That was blind. Just went straight into the bush and used Petrify. The instincts of the veteran Zorn now brought back to the team by the Shadow Stampede. That's a penalty zone only on to the Turtle. The Wild Charge talking him down. Full barrage by Ryzel. Free hitting in the back, getting rid of the Netherrealm HP, and now even Leo forced back. Zorn will fall. Hulk running away, getting a kill. Warlord getting brought back to the team, and even a Tama Warlord still able to flicker around. Maro's chasing him down, not enough. Meanwhile, a shutdown by Ryzel onto Hulk.
4,000 gold lead for Homebois as of this second. That 1v1 trade, but that was a shutdown for Ryzel. More gold, 5-0-0. You can expect how fed this Ixia is. A lot more pressure onto Falcon to figure out a loophole after this. So we'll see here a 2k gold difference between Ryzel and Lotric.
If you have the Corrosion and DHS before the 5th minute, and that's what happened for Ryzel because he got 4 kills at the start, that's a fed Ixia. Usually the goal for Ixia is survive in lane. If you're able to get that much of a gold lead, now it's just a slow roll for Homebois. They can start throwing bodies in front. As long as Ryzel stays in the back untouched, it's still going to be a win in the team fights. And to add on to that, look at that. Wind of Nature. 3rd item. Whoa, Warlord. That was a literal wild charge.
I got that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Trigger discipline going to be very important here, especially for Hulk. I think he's the only person that can actually find a good opening to the back line to hinder Ryzel's damage. But he uses it early, very early.
Penalty zone, locking him down. Look at the damage. My goodness, electrifying piece to the back. Lotric falling down with Leo as well. It's a combo in the front by Maro, but it's not enough to help him survive. Goodnight spawns back in, but now they're just charging at the front. The breath of the ocean, just a splash of water in front of Hulk's face. A barrier as well. Goodnight's going to be able to clear out this wave, but Homebois are feeling it.
Feeling it. They're on fire right now. 3-0 again, ladies and gentlemen. Just the complete dismantling of everyone who dares to challenge the Malaysian pride. Malaysia Boleh. Homebois. They're coming back now here. They're utilizing the timers properly, getting a little bit more of a foothold for the next Lord to spawn, and it doesn't look like Falcons are anywhere near to try and contest this. Leo level 10, Chibi level 13. That's a 3-level deficit for Lotric.
I mean, Eterna, it must feel good right now to be a Malaysian fan, right? Malaysian teams in most of the international tournaments have not been able to have a run like this so far, and Homebois, they're about to take it one step further by securing an upper bracket slot. They're looking dominant. Obviously, anything can still happen. Team Falcons can maybe look for an opening, but again, the complete change that Homebois has done basically to the image of the Malaysian teams in international tournaments. I cannot wait to see what they have in store for us in the next few minutes.
Neither can I. We can already see that Chibi is also very excited to get more resources under his belt. With that turret already falling down in the top side, the Lord marching down in the bottom. They're manipulating these 3 lanes quite well.
They're doing it really well. In the bottom lane, in the mid lane, it's actually a slow push in the bottom lane with the Terizla sent to take the turret. They're actually going to take it real slow, letting the Lord deal the damage to the turret. Meanwhile, taking the tier 2 in the mid lane, simultaneously building another slow push for the bottom lane to try to crack the base open with the first Lord. Zorn going to be taunted up, not enough damage. Maro looking for the flank for the conceal as well. Chibi rotating as well. Look at Maro. Should be able to find Zorn, but Zorn finds it first, goes in for the Tyrant's Revenge. Not able to find the Tyrant's Rage just yet. That's a Petrify onto Maro with a Rough Rage as well. Maro going to be caught, has a Flicker, guts the Rage, but it's not enough to full barrage! Oh, it's Ryzen with the Flicker forward! The Nether Realm saves Falcons, but what is that damage, my guy?
That was nearly a disaster for Team Falcons had the Netherrealm not been popped. But here it is, even despite losing Warlord, they're still looking for more.
Lotrick gets deleted. He disappeared off the map. Oh my goodness. The buff damage of the Joy is really showing when there's no one to CC her.
So you have extremely intense magic damage, and you will also have extremely intense physical damage. What do Falcons do here? What items do they go for? I think Fredrin goes for the Radiant, but is it enough physical defense to go for these team fights?
It's not about the items anymore for Falcons Eterna. It's completely down to how they can try to get to Ryzel. That's the name of the game for them. It's find Ryzel. If they're not able to find Ryzel, I do not think they're going to be able to win a team fight here. Maro's been looking for these crazy flanks, but Zorn, his spatial awareness has been phenomenal. And again, even if they go to the back, let's say the Yuzong is able to reach Ryzel, that Wind of Nature denies any sort of assassination attempt.
But does it not cancel her barrage?
No, it doesn't. The barrage cannot be cancelled except for a suppression. You can, displace her, but that's about it. The ultimate will still be there. She's going to be standing there menacingly, screaming.
Where's Franco when you need him, man?
To be honest, if the Franco was picked in this game, I don't think it'll work. Zorn gonna be taken out, but my goodness, the electrifying beast Hulks bursting down. He's in the skies, but he still gets shot down by the electrifying beast.
What?
My lord, walk down Warlord with a Flicker, baiting out the Purify. The Shadow Stampede brings Warlord back under the turret right now as the damage won't be enough. The Praise's Wrath dodged away from Chibi. Burst the backline down! Lotrick is gone, so is Maro next, but Chibi might fall instead. Chibi's still able to run away, Ryzel free hitting, Leo taken low, but is still able to dash out. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Enhanced Lord already on the base. Sapana and Ryzel dealing with the final, or no, just the top base turret. Maro marching forward, taking the damage, not enough though, as that is still Maro surviving. Leo gonna be caught. Appraiser's Wrath, but with nature from Ryzel, and a BOD in the 13th minute of the game. A Flicker backwards, Hulk unable to find the Furious dive offensively, and now he's using it defensively. The base is wide open. It's a massacre from Homebois. They deny Falcons an entry to the knockout stage, and they go undefeated in groups.